guys, welcome back to TCG Bros. Today we're going to be doing another update on the Blue Eyes White Dragon deck since it has been a while. And the format's changed a good bit since we did our last one, as well as banless, which did not really influence anything this time around. But anyway, before we get into the deck profile, if you're new to the channel, make sure you please subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos every week. And let's go ahead and get into this. I'll explain a few things in this run, our deck profile. Normally I don't really explain anything, and some people have wanted to know kind of how things work. So, anyway, start off with our 3 Blue Eyes here, as always. This will never change, as well as our 3 Maiden, which will never change. Beautiful Maiden. 3 White Sin of Legend. That has changed a few times over the course of our Blue Eyes playing. 2 Swordsman. Swordsman of Revealing Light, excuse me. This is a trade-in target as well as a better alternative to Gores because we have a lot of back row. 2 Shining Angel, primarily a card used to target Maiden. Serves as a purpose. It serves as a target for Dragon's Mirror in the grave. This is a new change. We're going to go for 2 Honest now, just because I feel like since you have other other small light monsters, it's just better to have 2 Honest just to go ahead and get in your extra damage when you can if you're just sitting on a lower attack light monster, because everything you have is light, so, well, everything pretty much. 1 Shining Angel. Get into your Maiden. 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. That's just a good card all around. This is kind of an experimental thing where I changed a lot of things up in this version of our build just because we've kind of been going on the same route for a long time, so I wanted to kind of make a few changes to make it better against newer decks, which a lot of people were saying is what they wanted. So we're trying out 1 Keeper of the Shrine. This hasn't been working too bad, but it just came out in Clash of Rebellion, so it's definitely not battle scarred yet. So we don't know how well this is going to work, but I've had some pretty good luck with using 1 Keeper of the Shrine so far. And another thing with trying to make this better against meta decks is we started playing 2 Maxx. And I've always kind of been afraid of main decking Maxx in a lot of decks because it's hit and miss, but if you're going to play this deck against some newer decks, I'd recommend sticking with this 2 Maxx. But the thing about Maxx is you have to be a good enough player to determine for yourself when it is the right time to use Maxx. And if it ends up not being good, just side these out for something else that would be more beneficial to you if you need. But if you're going to play against newer decks, Maxx is something that I've thought was really a staple for a long time that nobody really played as much as it should be. Triple trade-in. Get draw power off your Blue Eyes and your Swordsman if they are not in use. 3 Cards of Consonance, to discard your White Stone. We don't play Rider of the Stormwoods any longer. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. And going back to not playing Rider or Darkstorm anymore, someone actually commented and asked why I played Darkstorm and Rider, and I thought, I could probably have some better alternatives for 2 cards than those, so I switched them out. So you have 1 Raigeki, 1 Dragon's Mirror to get into some fusions, 1 1-for-1, and 1 Silver Scry. And a Silver Scry was the other thing I realized about my last build. I didn't have a single Silver Scry in it, and I thought that's probably a better alternative than having Darkstorm that normally really never gets normal summon. So, anyway, we have 2 Call of the Haunteds, 2 Fiendish Chain. So you pay 2 of each of those traps. Then we have some single traps. Bottomless, Torrential Tribute, Solemn Warning, and Compulsory Evac. And I debated a long time whether to go Ring of Destruction over Compulsory or Torrential, but Compulsory a lot of people don't play right now, and in my opinion it's better to send certain monsters that are bigger to the grave this format than it is to, it's better to send a monster back to the hand or extra deck this format than it is to destroy it most of the time. So Compulsory can work out to be a better alternative to say, if someone has a construct and you're going to destroy it, then they get a fusion back, or you Compulsory it and shut down play. So anyway, the extra deck here. 3 Azure-Eyes. A while I had said 2 is enough, I kind of preached on that for a while, but 3, I would just play 3 just to be safe if you go into a grind out match. But 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Clear Wing. This definitely helps you against some bigger monsters with meta stuff. This will definitely give you the upper hand. 1 Ancient Sacred just to go in for the 1 hit. 1 Star Eater. And also, if you're wondering how you get into Star Eater, it's a level 8, and then you go one of your targets you've hit Bright Star's effect on, so you could go into a level 11. That's how that works. 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. That's the only way you get into it is by Dragon's Mirror. Same with 5-headed Dragon. 1 Evilswarm Exciton Knight. I know this card is pretty pricey right now. Pricey. And if you want a cheaper alternative to Exciton Knight, just play Black Ship of Corn or any other like generic level 4, because I know this is going to go up in price pretty soon. So if you're wanting for a cheaper alternative to that, I would recommend just another level 4 staple like Diamond Eye or something along those lines. Number 101 Silent Arc. Just for your 2 level 4s. 1 Hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. Definitely one of the best level 8s in the entire game. We have 1 Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand for your level 8 overlays as well. And do not forget, Swordsman of Revealing Light has an Xyz overlay effect if it's used as a material. And number 107 Galaxy-Eyes Tachyon Dragon. And then finally, to end our extra deck, we have a Galaxy-Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. And that card used in the right situation can benefit you greatly. So, a lot of changes from the last deck. I know we went with more of a Floodgate mix this time. If you don't know what Floodgate means, it means we added more traps in. But the reason we added in some traps this time around is just because some decks really don't play a lot of traps anymore. Like, we've seen the meta kind of shift from playing like a lot of traps, playing no traps. But I feel like this is just a good median. But depending on what you're going to play against, you really have to cater your deck. Like, as a duelist, you need to understand how to play against every deck. So you don't want to make a deck with, like, you don't want to make a deck saying it's good against all decks, because when you do that, it kind of makes the deck irrelevant in a way, and it's better just to cater it toward the current meta if you're going to play against newer decks. But anyway, I hope this helps. Hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. We do weekly Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and I'll see you soon in another video.